Have you ever wondered why understanding the shape and direction of a school's land is crucial? Well, let's dive into it. The shape of a school's land is like a blueprint for the entire school. It dictates what can be built where and how much room there is for expansion. For instance, a school built on a square piece of land can have a different layout from a school built on a rectangular or irregular piece of land. The shape of the land can also influence the positioning of different buildings within the school premises. It could determine where the main building should be, where the playground should be set up, or even where to place the science labs or art studios. Now, let's move on to direction. The direction of a school's land is equally important. It can determine how much sunlight the classrooms receive during the day. For instance, classrooms facing the east would get ample morning light, which is ideal for early morning classes. On the other hand, classrooms facing the west would benefit from the afternoon light. Understanding the direction can also help with ventilation. Proper ventilation is vital for a conducive learning environment. It can help maintain a comfortable temperature and improve air quality. By understanding the direction of the school's land, we can design the placement and orientation of windows to maximize natural ventilation. Moreover, knowing the direction can assist in planning the school's emergency evacuation routes. For instance, knowing the north from the south can help in designing clear and efficient evacuation plans, ensuring the students' safety in case of emergencies. Finally, the shape and direction of the school's land can aid in resource management. It can guide the placement of solar panels or rainwater harvesting systems, allowing the school to utilize its resources effectively and promote sustainability. So, understanding the shape and direction of a school's land is not just an academic question, but has real-world implications. It's about creating a safe, efficient, and sustainable learning environment for all. It's about planning for the present and the future, and that's why it's crucial. So, how can we describe the shape of a school's land? Well, let's start by looking at the boundaries. The parapet, walls, fences, or any other kind of physical barriers that mark the edges of the property. These boundaries are the key to identifying the shape of the land. Imagine them as the outline of a drawing. They provide the basic form that we fill in with buildings, fields, and other facilities. Now, imagine this outline on a piece of paper, a plan if you will. On this plan, we can use different symbols to represent different features. A small square might represent a building, a line might indicate a road, and so forth. By placing these symbols within our outline, we start to see the shape of the school's land take form. The shape isn't just an abstract concept, it has practical implications. It can dictate where we place a new building or a sports field. It can influence the flow of traffic, both pedestrian and vehicular, around the school. It can even affect the way sunlight falls on the school premises during different times of the day. For example, consider a school that has an elongated shape. The buildings might be arranged in a line, with the main entrance at one end and the sports field at the other. The roads might run parallel to the buildings, providing easy access to all parts of the school. On the other hand, consider a school with a more compact square shape. The buildings might be arranged around a central courtyard with roads running around the perimeter. This arrangement might provide a more communal feel, with all parts of the school in close proximity to each other. In both cases, the shape of the land has a profound impact on the design and layout of the school. It's a fascinating interplay between natural geography and human design. Thus, the shape of a school's land is a key factor in its design and layout. So next time you visit a school, take a moment to appreciate the shape of its land. You might be surprised at what you discover. Now that we know about the shape, let's move on to the direction of a school's land. The direction of a school's land is more than just a geographical detail. It can influence how natural light and ventilation flow through the school premises, enhancing the learning environment. One way to find the direction of a school's land is by using a compass. A compass, with its needle always pointing toward the north, is a reliable tool to determine the cardinal directions. Let's take, for example, the grade 6 classroom marked X on our plan. If we were to use a compass in this classroom, we would place it flat on a surface, allowing the needle to settle. Once steady, the needle's point would indicate north. With north determined, we can easily identify the other cardinal directions: east to the right of north, south opposite north, and west to the left of north. However, what if a compass isn't available? Fear not. Nature has its own way of indicating directions. The rising sun, for instance, can be a great directional guide. Early in the morning, if you stand facing the rising sun with your arms stretched out, your right hand points south and your left hand points north. Knowing these two directions, you can then figure out east and west. East is where the sun rises, and west is where it sets. Here's a fun fact. Your shadow can also provide a directional clue. In the morning, when you face the rising sun, your shadow falls behind you, pointing towards the west. These methods of determining direction can help in the strategic placement of classrooms and other facilities within the school premises. For example, classrooms facing east can take advantage of the morning sunlight for natural lighting. Therefore, knowing the direction of a school's land can help in making the most of natural light and ventilation. So, we have learned quite a bit about the shape and direction of a school's land today. We began by appreciating the significance of understanding the land's shape, which is discernible from the school's boundaries. We then moved on to grasp the importance of direction, using a compass to identify north and subsequently other directions. If a compass isn't handy, we learned that the sunrise can be a natural guide to determine the cardinal directions. These concepts aren't just theoretical. They have practical implications in planning, resource management, and safety. The shape of the land can influence the layout of school buildings and facilities, while understanding direction can guide the placement of certain structures to maximize sunlight or minimize wind exposure. So the next time you visit a school, try to observe its land's shape and direction. Remember, understanding the shape and direction of a school's land is not just an academic exercise, but a practical tool for effective school management.